am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at the new Megatron figure from Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures. This Megatron is a Build-A-Figure, like all the figures in this line, and he comes with the upper chest component for Macadam. Megatron also comes with this piece of plastic that is actually two pieces of plastic, called the Fusion Megashot. There are little grooves cut out on one end, and that actually will plug into this other piece so that they snugly hold together. And this entire bit will peg into the figure's fusion cannon for fusion cannon shot action. Megatron is colored with a little bit of red, some dark charcoal, dark gray, black. There are the multicolors there on his upper abdomen, his Decepticon symbol, and his red and black eyes. The figure stands approximately 5 inches at the top of its head. The figure looks pretty darn good, though there are a bunch of tank parts hanging off the back of his shoulders, the back of his legs, and the entirety of his back. The only issues that I've been able to detect with the figure are all of the ball joints on the figure are loose. All of them. Head is a ball joint. Shoulders are ball joint, elbows are ball jointed, hips are ball jointed, knees are not ball jointed, but they do bend at 90 degrees. There is a thigh swivel and ankle articulation forward and back, side to side. Unfortunately, this guy is a little bit of a loosey-goosey mess, which is a shame. No evil dictator should be considered loosey-goosey. The fusion cannon itself is a slightly different mold than what we've been seeing over the past year with Cyberverse. The rear of the cannon is much shorter than it has been in the past and has definitely been remolded. The figure is supposed to be able to hold the cannon in both hands at one time for this odd cannon shot gimmick, or look, I should say, not gimmick. Though it doesn't totally work and ends up looking stupid. It is a nod to the original Beef Tank Ultimate Megatron, but this is not very good. Size-wise, this Megatron is exactly the same size as Prime from the same line, though it is shorter than a current Siege Deluxe class figure, and it is taller than a Legends class figure from the previous set of toy lines. Both figures, however, are much taller than Warrior Class Gnaw. And if you're wondering why I'm not comparing them to other Warrior Class figures like the Spark Armor series figures, I can't find them. Plain and simple. I can't find them. I put them in a bag, I put them somewhere, and they were eaten by a Gru. Other party favors for Megatron are these little missile launchers that are stored on the outside of the legs. They can then be placed on the forearms if the owner wishes, or other places in tank mode. Another place or another interesting bit of storage is once you assemble the Fusion Blast again, it can be easily stored on the back of the figure via this single peg, though it does have a tendency to easily fall off if you hit it with your finger while transforming it. Unfortunately, it does give the figure a look that he is perpetually pooing, that he is perpetually sharting out Energon fusion blasts. Megatron's transformation starts at the shoulders where they will fold forward, and that will give you the ability to flip up these gray bits that are stored inside the shoulders. Next, we're going to want to get the arm and the shoulder looking like this. To do that, we take the arm and turn it 90 degrees so it's pointing behind the figure, and then fold the shoulder down and pray that it doesn't pop off. The shoulders on my figure do have a tendency to pop off quite a bit. Next, turn the figure around and grab the backpack and pull it away from the figure. Fold out the top of the backpack and the insides of the backpack, and then take the entire top of the figure and rotate it around 180 degrees. Then close up the backpack over top of Megatron's face, like so, and then the sections that are folded out earlier will peg into the back of the turret of the tank, and then peg the fists together again, like so. And then we have half tank transformed. For the front of the tank, come down to the bottom of the legs and actually open up the inside of the legs, like so. Fold up the feet into the inside of the back of the legs. Turn the entire leg 180 degrees, and then it will collapse in on itself, covering up the leg, like so. So again, on the other side, turn the leg 180 degrees at the thigh swivel, then collapse the knee inwards, and it will all fold up and peg into place in that section right there above that peg hole. And getting things lined up here is not particularly easy, though you do end up with this nice collapsed tank that we can then add the fusion cannon onto the top of, like that. And that is the transformation into vehicle mode. The transformation is a little bit more complex than the other Megatrons that have come before him, but it does work pretty well. The figure does roll very easily, even though the figure in this mode is quite compact. The tank is about 3 inches wide, about 4.5 inches long, and just under 2 inches in height. I have found the transformation to be fun and unique and just different enough from everything else that's come before it to be truly enjoyable. The only real complaint that I can find or can muster against it is there's nothing covering up the front of the tank mode. You just see a bunch of legs there. But unfortunately, with all the other figures other than the Ultimate class figure, this has been an issue for me personally. I really do think that this is the best not Ultimate Megatron that we've gotten in the Cyberverse line yet. The gun fusion thingy does work in this mode with no problem, and you can add other components to the figure to armor it up a little bit. Siege weaponry does work in this mode. I prefer to have the missile launchers on the top of the turret, though, as opposed to down here by the tracks. This new rendition of Megatron is very cool, and I'm very glad I picked it up. I am bummed that the ball joints are all a floppy mess, but I am going to try and fix that with a little bit of Pledge floor polish to tighten up all the joints. The one joint that I don't think is going to get tightened at all is the head. It's bobblehead loose, which is a shame. I really do like this figure quite a bit, even though it's small stature, belays its awesomeness, we will say. I picked this figure up over at Google Shopping, of all places, through the Hasbro Toy Shop, which is kind of mind-bending considering what's been going on with the Hasbro Toy Shop and Hasbro Pulse over the last year. Between this figure and the Prime figure, these are the two figures, well, other than the Ultimates figures, these are the best renditions of the Cyberverse characters that we've gotten yet. I just wish the quality control was a little bit better on Megatron. So let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments, my friends. Please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and please be sure to hit the bell so you know when a new video is out. And please follow the link down in the description to my Patreon. Your monthly financial contribution is going to enable that I'm able to do this once we move into 2020 and beyond. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.